I'm going to show you how you can install your own control panel for your own website. It's called Virtualmin. Before we begin, I'll just let you know that I host a live stream every single day. What you do is you go to jumbo.com, you go to watch menu, then live sub menu, and you can see this is the current live stream, the Install Virtualmin Control Panel. You see the channel it's going to be on, an approximate date and time, and then you can see the ones which are post dated. For each of those articles under the watch live submenu, there will be a little snippet at top of each article. And you see this one will tell you the live stream, the date, and the approximate time. It's always going to be Eastern. You're allowed to ask questions in live chat about anything related to programming topics. And of course, for this channel, you simply click this link. It will take you there. You can log in and you can ask questions live. Or if you don't want to do that, you can simply just watch it. There's also an embedded video. I'll show you that when we scroll down. So Virtualmin has to be installed from a command line. If you install it first without installing Webmin, it will install obviously Webmin and Usermin as well. Now you can also install a very light version of Virtualmin. That's what I did. I'll explain to you why I did that when I show you the screenshots. Now, of course, it runs also on port 10,000, so it's basically a module for Webmin. It can also be directly uninstalled, so it's very easy to uninstall it. It's just a simple software package. The reason I do like the Webmin, Virtualmin packages is that it's very easy to install and uninstall, meaning that they won't take over your server. And for example, if you remove them, your server doesn't work properly. No. So as I alluded to in a previous tutorial, is that when I was learning how to control and manage Linux servers, I actually used Webmin and Virtualmin. So I did learn quite a lot. I learned how to manage mail servers, postfix, Dovecode. I'm an expert in that. Obviously running web servers with the LAMP pack, that's Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. Okay, ironically, Webmin and Virtualmin, they're created using Perl programming language, so take that as it is. So basically it's the same thing as it. It's the same, you can use the IP address of your domain and the port number. The default port number is 10,000. You can change it. I showed that in a previous tutorial. Okay, so to set up, you simply, so you go to, in order to download Virtualmin, you go to virtualmin.com. You can see here, you say how to try it, and you see go to download page, and then you basically run Virtualmin install sh. So once again, because this is based on Webmin, it also obviously works on the supported releases of Webmin, which are usually Debian type servers or RHEL, that's Red Hat Enterprise Linux type server like Fedora and everything as well. Now, unlike Webmin, which installed other problem, Virtualmin has less grade A support. So, for example, you see, it says here grade A supported OS, for example, like Rocky Linux or Ubuntu LTS. Debian is also there as well. And so, for example, I'm using Fedora, the latest version of Fedora at time of this recording. And obviously that's not going to be a grade A support. It's more of a grade B, but I did get it to work. So what I did is that what I did is I didn't install the LAMP. I just installed the minimum stuff to get Virtualmin working, and then I installed PHP, basically MariaDB, and Apache was already installed before, so all I do install is just some PHP packages, and that was it. I was good to go. Okay, so let's go back to the article here. So I took some screenshots of how I installed it. You can see here it actually can I zoom in here? Let me see if I can zoom in here so you can see a little bit better. So you can see here it's telling me that my OS version is not listed. Installation will fail, and this passed. So you see everything checked here. And one of the problems I had was the host name, because I just had a fresh install. So I just changed that and everything worked extremely well. So you see the difference is once you log in, you get a Virtualmin tab here, and this is the Webmin. So the Virtualmin allows you to create a virtual server. So I did create one in the screenshot. I'll create another one today just when we log in. And as you can see, that's how you create a virtual server, and it works. So after that, you can do things like there's already a database, you can edit the database or create another one. And the post installation wizard, this is after it gives us some things we can install. So for my particular needs, for example, I didn't surprisingly I didn't enable email, but email was already by default. Let me zoom back out of here. The default. So Virtualmin is also open source. It's licensed under the GNU public license version 3. That's a copyleft license. Webmin itself, surprisingly, it's under the BSD3 clause license. That's a permissive license. And Perl is dual licensed under the GNU public license and the artistic license. So the GPL is copyleft, and the artistic license is actually permissive. Okay, so with that out of the way, be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. Now let's head over to the Virtualmin here. So what I did here is, I have a virtual machine here running Fedora. Let me show if I remember my password. Okay, good. So on the command line here, as you saw, I'm not going to do any command line stuff, but it's very simple. In this particular case, I'll just say sudo dnf install virtualmin, and it should, what the password is. Oops. Yeah, you see, it's already installed. So that's the package I installed. I just installed it manually because I was having problems because my operating system is a grade B. But I said everything else, all I did was basically just a DNF install, PHP, and then what's the other one? And the MariaDB server. That's all I did. Now I'll show you a little trick on the command line if you have to do this manually. Can I zoom in here? I'm not sure. Okay, there, I can zoom in. Okay, so you can type DNS search, and for example, you put PHP. Oh, I guess I have to do sudo. Okay, so you see there's different versions like this. PHP, you don't have to install PHP admin. I'll show you how you can install that in Virtualmin. And then you see there's PHP, there's a lot of PHP libraries. See, there's Sebastian, there's PSR, there's Sable, Ramsey, PHUnit, Redis, and you see there's a lot of stuff you can install for PHP. And for example, when I installed MariaDB, I installed the server. This one should be last. Yeah. So what I did is I installed MariaDB server. And you see there's backup, there's common, there's development, there's a whole client as well. So you can do all those things. I said I did it manually because it's just a LAMP stack. So this turned out to be better because you can install what you want. You don't have to always, I think it's, there we go, 10,000. So I log in, I'm going to log in as root. Don't save. So you see, I have Virtualmin here and I have Webmin. So we don't really need Webmin today, because I went over Webmin. I might go over it a little bit for some configuration. So what happens is, because as you see in the screenshot, I installed this virtual server. So there's only one, so that's this. It's pre-selected. So what I can do is I can edit it, and I'll show you if I go to edit here. So you can see the domain name, the administrator. So this is basically just a regular user. The password, I probably don't even remember it now. And if you had multiple IP addresses, you could assign one, or it would automatically create one for you. And what else is here? So automatically creates a mailbox phone, and you can see here there's DNS. I'll show you that when we go to DNS settings. See, it's an Apache website. Yes, SSL is enabled. Obviously, I didn't. If you had a Let's Encrypt, it'll pick it up automatically, and you can assign one. This is a local host one, so obviously I don't need Let's Encrypt. And then MariaDB database. I disabled mail for domain because I didn't install postfix or dovecoat, and that's why I also unchecked the spam filtering and the virus filtering, and that's it. So now let's go to edit users for this virtual server. You see there's Ojambo show, you already saw that. So let me actually click on this and you see something interesting. So you see it says email, FTP, and SSH. So the SSH obviously means that's how you log in. It still uses FTP. I guess this is one of those things left over from the old days. And then you have email. That makes sense. And then, so let's return the user list. There should just be, yeah. So, and you see there's also a database. So the same user can obviously log into the database, or you can create a specific user. You can also add users. You see, what's the difference between an SSH user, FTP user, and a database user? So SSH is new, that didn't exist before. FTP, as you know, that's just to log in. SSH is same you can do in the command line, and database user is only for the database. So sometimes you might just want to create a database user. I do recommend that every database should have a specific user. That's my recommendation. Okay, and then databases, by default, it creates a database. I kind of don't like this because if you're a hacker, you know that, hey, if this is my domain, does the person have a database name with the same? So you see, that's why I wish it should probably ask before it does this for you. And obviously you can, if we go to usernames, they should, you see right now there's only one Ojambo show, which is the default one there. So you can add more users and all that, and see, this is actually much better than before. So I disabled the remote, so you can't log in. I think MySQL is not running. Let me actually go back to the command line. This is the command line. And let's see if MySQL is running. So systemctl status MariaDB. Oh yeah, it's disabled. So I'm going to start that out. So systemctl. I could enable it, but I'm not going to. So I'll just say start MariaDB. Okay, I guess the same thing is going to be with the PHP FPM. So let's check that one. Systemctl status PHP FPM. It's also disabled, so I'm going to start that one as well. Actually, okay. I did that deliberately because I wanted to show you something. So if you go to Webmin here, it will tell us what's running and what's not. Yeah, you see, this is what I was going to say. So you see the MariaDB database, I started it on the command line, but now with the Webmin, I can actually start it here. So you see PHP FPM, it's not running. So what I can do, I can just click here. I could have done the same for the MariaDB. You see now this is running. You see the bind is not running, and the Apache web server is also not running. So I'll start the Apache web server as well. And bind, I don't really need bind, but I'm going to start it up anyway, just to show you. So there's no mail server running because I don't need it. But so I'm going to start bind. This might take a while. Maybe I thought I clicked it. Did I not? I thought I started it. Okay, that one doesn't want to start. I think it might not even actually. Oh, I remember, it's not actually installed. This is not actually installed. I don't need it right now. Okay, so let's go back to Virtualmin. Now, if I go back to edit databases, I think it was passwords. Oh, you see that's the database specific for that one. And then what was the remote hosts? Yeah, so now you can enable it if you want, and etc. All right, and then one of the things I do like, oh, this one is new. I didn't see this before. Manage web apps. Wow. So it used to be somewhere else. I think this is called scripts. Now they call it manage web apps, which is actually pretty nice. So this is what I recommend for all my customers. For example, most people do like to use PHP myadmin. You notice I didn't install it on the command line because you can enable it here. For example, there's a classic press. I don't know what that is. Maybe we'll do a, actually, you know what? Maybe I can install that for that site. But I don't know what it is. I have to. And then Roundcube is usually a webmail. This is actually really good. Scroll mail is actually still around. Wow, that's interesting. This one hasn't been updated in like I think a decade and a half. And wow, this is still around. WHCMS and all-in-one client managed billing and such an online business, and obviously WordPress. This one is actually pretty old. I think this is actually old. I think the latest one at time I was recording 6.82. And then there's other ones here as well. Wow, Joomla, Magento, Modo. Oh, Modo is still on. I'm gonna do a review of this sometime in the future. Nextcloud. Wow, interesting. Oh, these are pro versions. So those one installed, I guess you need the pro version. Okay, so I remember the version I installed of Virtualmin is the GPO. That's the community, basically, if you think version. So I could, obviously you can install it yourself as well. So that's preferred. The one I do recommend, as I was saying, this one here, you can install the long-term release or the latest version. So what I recommend for my clients is if they install this, it will install, for example, you see this is of jumboshow.com, so it only be there. You have to obviously install it on the other virtual servers. So if this is the one I want, okay, oh, it took me to this website. That's not what I wanted. How do I close this? Okay, so fatal error installed, webcam installed as no compiler. Oh, okay, so that's fine. So let's get the PHP running here. So what you can do is you go to, I think it's manage. No, that's not it. There's a place, is system settings. Okay, if you don't know, you can just, is it web configuration? Yeah, PHP options. You see, you go to PHP options here, and you see it's disabled. I did that when I actually installed the this virtual server. So what I do is a FPM, and hit save. You see it's done. So it's restarting. It restarted the PHP FPM 8.4. As I said, I'm running the latest version of Fedora at the time of this recording. Now, if I go back to those manage web apps, I should be able to install PHP myadmin this time. So I just click on that. Still no compatible PHP versions. Oh, it could be that I'm running PHP 8. So I'm guessing this version of PHP myadmin doesn't run with the PHP 8. That could probably be it as well. So I could install another version of PHP, shorter version, but I don't want to do that. Okay, we'll come back to that later. So you have the file manager. Let's go check out the file manager. Right now, you see it goes to the, you see these are the folders it created for us, the logs and all that. And then in the public HTML, there's nothing because I didn't install anything. So you can create files. I'll show you how to do that. You go to File, see, Create New File. I'm going to create a PHP file. I'll call it test.php. One thing I do like about this is, you see, it has a built-in editor. So what I'll do is, I think it's called PHP info. Was it one word? I can't remember. Okay, well, if I make a mistake, it will tell us. Okay, then what I do is, if you notice my servers are jumboshow.local, so what I can do is I open up a new tab, browser tab, go to jumboshow.local/test.php. Okay, so that doesn't work. I think I'll use the IP address 127. Oh, because the DNS is not working. 0.0.1. Huh. What do I call it? Test.php. Let's see if there's something in the log files here. The log file is empty. Why is that not working? Let me see, 10,000. Oh, it's localhost. Let me try localhost. Was it test.php? Huh, it's not connecting. I don't know why. I have to look into that, why that's not connecting. Okay. Oh, one thing I do like is a terminal. It says Perl model is missing, can be installed automatically. So let's install it. So this might be a problem because I'm saying I'm running Fedora instead of this. It's too new, so that could be one of the problems. Now, obviously, I could have installed another system. Is it actually installed? Oh, it is. Okay. Return to terminal. Let's see if terminal now works. Yeah. So you have the terminal. So it automatically opens it as root. So you can do things such as DNF search MariaDB. And you see, I do have access to, so one thing I do like about this, the terminal, because before the terminal was only available in the Webmin. It's also available for Virtualmin. I think it's because I logged in as a root user, so I'm able to do things like this. Yeah, the terminal is also here as well, because I'm logged in as root. If I was logged in as regular user, I wouldn't have access to this. Okay, so that gives it like a full screen type thing. Then we can also exit there. All right, so what else do we have here? Manage, I think we talked about that. DNS settings. Now this is not going to work because I said I don't have the bind server running. The configuration website. Actually, if I had the bind server running, then I would be able to do more stuff here. So here we have aliases and redirects, error handling, CGI, automatic virtual hosts. Wow, this is very different from other versions of Webmin. I'm actually very impressed with this. PHP options. Yeah, we already talked about this. It's disabled again. Why is it disabled? Oh, I think okay. I think I have to go here. I'm gonna go to Webmin and see what's going on with PHP here. PHP configuration. There we go. So edit other PHP config file. So I'm going to, let's click on manage and see what's going on. So let's see, database settings, PHP extensions, edit manually. So let's say database. Yeah, those are all correct. What else? Error logging. Okay, disabled features. Let's see what's here. So you can enable some of this. Okay, no, I don't want to disable those. And so I'm going to go back. Okay, and then obviously, what's the other settings? Okay, I want to protected, no. File manager, custom commands, no. And the terminal is here as well. You can just simply go and click here for the terminal. I want to go back to the dashboard. So I just, dashboard, here we go. See what's running. Yeah, PHP is running here. Bind is not running, mail is not running because that's not installed. Oh, there's updates. So when there's updates, you can just click install all updates now. So let's go that. See, there's a Webmin update, so update that one. After this Apache QK will be installed, that's fine. So you can manage your entire server here. And you see basically all it's running is this command, dnf update, and this is the webmin. Virtual server. So it's 204, so we're about 50% more. Looks like it's finished. Great. And so that's fine. Let's go back to Virtualmin here. What else do we have here? We have logs and reports. So you have the virtual server action log. Let's go see what I've been doing here. You can read the raw data. So let's look at the raw data here. Oh no, that's how to create the logs. So to actually see the logs, there's usually a place called logs. I thought that's where it is, to see the actual logs. Disk usage, not using much. Oh, this has changed so much since I last used this. Oh, professional features. So no, we don't want that for this tutorial at least. I know it should be here, and oh, I guess there's no logs. Yeah, some of this time is really weird. You can delete the virtual server, you can disable it. System settings. This system settings will apply to all future or after what do you call it? Other virtual servers that you create. So you see here by default the DNS for domain is enabled, Apache website, and etc. and all this stuff in here. So one thing I do like about Webmin Virtualmin is that obviously, as you saw, it always gives you a way to modify the stuff on the command line. Obviously, just do this. So I can uninstall this and everything will still stay the same. It won't delete files like some other servers do. Okay, so DNS settings, let's see DNS options. I see the DMAC and DMAC, this obviously for email. And you see this is the IP address it's going to use, or 10, this one, or Jumbo Show that local DNS records. Now what I can do is, remember I said I can do this manually. Instead of dropping the command line here, which I will still use the command line, what I'll do is I'll go down here, click on this terminal icon, and I'll see if I can, I'll do something very simple. See what's in the hosts file. Oh, see, it's smart enough. It put this in the host file. You see it put 10. It put this one here. So let me actually see if that's a real IP address. Oh, it is. So I'm wondering if I can get to my test.php from here. Ah, file not found. Interesting. Oops. Let's go back here. We'll close the terminal. I wonder if there's something in the log files now, because it's weird. There's no Apache log. And wondering why there's no. Actually, let me go. Yeah, I've got this command line. Become root sudo su. And I'm going to check where it puts the log files. No, I'm going to zoom in. How do I zoom in? There we go. Okay, so if I go to here, it's hard to see this. Where is HTTPD, and there's PHP, is there PHP one? Ah, PHP FPM. So let's go to the Apache one first. Yeah, there's an error log. Let's see what the error log says. It says got error, primary script unknown. Oh, it's looking for an index.php file. So I need to create an index.php. So I'll do that. It looks like That seems to be the biggest problem. It's so silly. Okay, so I'll create an index.html first, and then hopefully an index. It says on server hidden directory, yeah, forbidden. That's correct. Okay, so that's good. Let me exit out of here. Okay, so let's go back to our file manager. And let's create another file in the public HTML. This time we're going to create an index.html. Okay, and I guess I'll just say h1 hello world. Okay, hit save. Index.html. Still not found. That is so weird. Is it because it's S? No, that doesn't even work. I don't know why it's not connecting. That is weird. I might have to maybe restart or something. Don't know why. Oh, could have checked the log file. Okay, anyway, so let's not waste time. I'm going to create another virtual server. So you go to create. So this time I'm going to create a subdomain. So I could create virtual server. And this time it's going to be, you see, it says top level. So if I had a different domain, I would create one that's similar to the jumboshot.local, which is a top level domain. You can create a sub server. You can create an alias. So what I'll do is I'll create so the difference between alias is that, for example, you might have a domain, you might own a domain, and you don't really want a website on it. You just want to do something like you see here. It can have its own email, or just an alias. What that means is, for example, let's say this was a jumboshow.com. I had a jumboshow.ca, but it doesn't really do anything exact same as the .com, so I'll just be an alias of that one. Or if you want a separate one email for jumboshow.ca, you then do this one would have its own email. In this case, I'm just going to create a sub server. So it's going to ask me for the, you see it says the parent server, which is jumboshow.local. So this one I'll just say test. You see then it's going to become test.jumboshow.local. It's automatic. Then enabled features here, I don't need DNS. Actually, I'll leave DNS. I think that won't work because it's a problem. And you see it's going to put mail. I'm going to uncheck mail. The MariaDB, all this is perfectly fine. So let's check here for, there's only one IP. So it's already active. All this is fine. So let's go create. I see there's problems. It says with creation, SSL cannot be enabled. Yes, so that's fine. You see, as I say, the DNS is going to fail because I don't have bind. Actually, you know what? Let me actually go install bind just to, I can install it here. I think what I'll do is I'll go and install it here. Okay, so I'll say DNF install bind. So it's going to install bind. This is one of the problems when you have a B grade system, is that you have to do things like this by yourself. So now if I go back to Webmin, I should now be able to start the bind server, bind DNS number 3 here. So let's see. Still doesn't work. I wonder. Let's go back to the command line. And let's see, systemctl status bind. Bind service, it doesn't exist. I think bind is, that is really strange. Yeah, because bind has been installed. Why? It's not a systemctl service. That could probably be why. So let's click this. Webmin thinks that bind is not using a shoe root. that might be incorrect. Oh yeah, so with bind, there's two. You can install it. So what what Virtumin wants is it wants it to be a separate service for Webmin instead. So what we do is, I'm not sure if I can fix this today, but let's see, other DNS servers. Ignore bogus server. Okay. All right. So, well, this tutorial is already half. Oh, wow, it's ready. So I gotta finish that up quickly. So anyway, so we have now test.ojamboshow.local, and then of course you can you see what here. We go to edit databases. So it already created a specific database for MariaDB, or you can create a new one for yourself. And then the file manager, watch what happens. I go to file manager now. You see it's going to, in the public HTML, it's obviously empty because this is where I am now. But if we go to the home folder, guess what happens? You see we go to Ojambo Show, and you see there's going to be homes. There's nothing there. We public HTML. And remember, this is index.html and test. This is for Ojambo Show. I'm running Ojambo Show. Wondering where. I think I forgot. I have to click this again. On the home folder. Yeah, here we go. Oh, it's in. It created it went on Ojambo Show under domains. I didn't see that. That was my fault. So Ojambo Show, and then you see domains here, and then the test dot. So this one in here, and this is where you see the logs and see right now there's nothing in the logs, and public HTML is also empty. So you create something here. I'm wondering if I can go to the web configuration or proxy. I don't care about that. I want to manage. So you can clone, you can set up an SSL certificate, you can move it, you can transfer. That's not what I want. Wondering where the PHP, is it edit? Yeah, here we go. So you can enable DNS for the domain. Oh, this one doesn't have Apache, so I'll enable Apache and enable that as well. I don't know why it says Phil is already hosted by Apache server. Okay. What's the other one I'm looking for? PHP. Where is this? Search. Oh, PHP. Why can I find the web configuration? That is weird. Oh, because Apache is not there, so it's kind of confused. I don't know what settings I chose, so maybe that's my problem. I'm wondering why PHP is not running here. That is driving me crazy. Okay, anyways, this is the dashboard of Webmin, and there's updates here, so you can click on those updates. I'll check those. It says has not been checked since it was updated. Check the button. Okay, so let me just do that. Your system is not ready for use. Errors were found in your system's bind configuration zone. Blah blah blah. Not found, and these are not found. Okay, so that's why it wasn't working. So as I said, one of the problems with running on a big RAID system is you have to do everything yourself. And I said I usually do all this stuff on the command line. I usually don't use all this GUIs, but this is usually for custom. And I said this is on localhost. Obviously, it was on a live server. It will be easier to install something like Let's Encrypt. I think it comes by default as well. Anywho, so that is a quick overview of Virtumin. And I said you can also maybe if I finish this video, if I can get PHP, I know it's running because it's there on the command line. I know it does work. So if I can get bind working, I might just add an addendum, or maybe I'll just do a part 2 of this video in the future. Okay, so I think I'll end this Virtumin on this part here and go back to the article. Just so you know that I do have a live stream every day. You visit ojambo.com, you go to watch menu, live sub menu. You can see the current and future live streams and the channel they're going to be on and approximate date and time. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments for more frequent content. If you enjoy this, consider supporting me. Purchase one of my WordPress plugins at ojambo.com. Enroll my programming courses at ojamboshop.com. Buy my programming books on Amazon. Search for Ojambo. Links in the description. You can hire me for your programming and app development needs at ojamboservices.com. And you can become a donor at ojambo.com/donate. There's also a donate button here in the header for your convenience. Okay, I'm checking the chat. There is no chat request right now. So